record. Okay, we're back. Screen share. Okay, so the other one got cut off, but I'll just finish up this last slide, and then we can just do questions Q&A, or we can just get into the roundtable stuff. Cool. Let's see, present. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just two last points. One of the things he said, he's much better at telling stories than me, but he basically had some stories about how he was trying to get information from his customers, right? He's trying to figure out what his customers want. And what he does is just go up to somebody, say somebody's really into card games, right? And you're like, oh, this guy could be my customer, right? For Ethan's thing. And you go up to him and say like, okay, so like, I really want like an expert's opinion. Like, tell me what you think. Like, don't even ask him about your game yet. Just say like, what kind of games do you like? Like, why do you like it? What would you most like to see, right? And so people are pretty much especially if you say they're an expert, they're like more than willing to tell you their opinions, right? People love to talk about themselves. It's everyone's favorite thing to talk about. So once you get them into that kind of mode, right? Oh yeah, you're an expert. He wants to know, right? So you get all this good information, and then at that point you can be like, oh hey, so I'm working on this game. Like, I'd really like to know what you think. Just like be honest with me. I'm really into gaming too, and I'd like to know what you think about this. So it's just a good way to try to engage with people. Oh, cool. The video saved, I think. Okay. Nice. So it's basically a free customer survey. And then last point that I wrote down was, yeah, you got to constantly engage with your brand followers. Like, once you get a real social media following, people are commenting on your stuff and whatever. Like, you need to respond to them. You need to engage with them. So, because if you don't engage, then they're just not going to be interested, right? People want to see you respond to their comments, and they want you to take their input seriously. So that's it. That's just like some quick points and takeaways that I had in my notes from that gigantic presentation. So yeah, go check it out. I thought it was really helpful and valuable. So cool. Anyone have any just questions or stuff that you didn't know?
Jason, did he say anything? So I know it was like a whole course, but did he have any tips of like, if you're starting a new business or trying to work on your social media, like, here's the one thing, if you do nothing else, at least do this? Did he say anything like that?
For social media? It's a good question. Let's see. I would say, I mean, the one thing is just start doing it, right? Just, you have to experiment and see what works. So they kind of recommended posting 3 times a week maximum, just like you're personally, like, you don't want to flood people's social media feed and be annoying. So recommended posting about 3 times a week using, start with two mediums, so for like food and video, like Instagram, obviously, and then maybe Facebook or Twitter or whatever. And then just keep up with that and try different things. And then make sure you're tracking your results, right? So that's the biggest thing. Like, you don't know how you're doing. Like, if you can't measure it, then you don't know if you're getting more people to come or not. So you can use things like, have you heard of, there's Buffer is one. You can help you schedule social media posts, and then Hootsuite, and it has all the analytics right in there. And you can just use your Buffer page. I started doing this. And you can see one place, like, how many people clicked for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. So that's pretty cool. So I just say start doing it and just see what works. It's the biggest thing. Anyone else? So do you think maybe I could teach this class now as like a side job, maybe?
Definitely. It just reinforces, like you said, things that you kind of know, but just
exactly
kind of all laid out step by step. You're like, oh, of course. And it piggybacks onto what's his name? Kenneth. I don't remember the name. The dude that Josh posted, because I read the book. It was a super quick read, and it's kind of along those lines of having content, getting out there, and just, his was more about Facebook ads, but that content thing came up as well. So
yeah,
pretty consistent.
exactly. Yeah, and it's just like when you think about it, like, oh yeah, that's obvious, but I just, we don't always do it. So
yeah,
something to go back to.
I'd say watch those videos that Josh posted, even if you didn't read the book, because he kind of outlined some of those key points.
Oh yeah, yep.
Like give, ask. Don't just ask for things, especially in a social media space where people go to play, not to be sold. So you have to abide by the rules of that venue, if you will.
Yep, exactly.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, this is super helpful.
Thanks. Okay, so I think we're at the roundtable. Roundtable time. So who wants to go first to talk about all the awesome things you've been doing with your business? Not me, because I haven't done shit. So.
Well, you did do something. You went to social media.
Oh, there you go. I'm learning stuff.
Everything counts. You're learning stuff.
That's right.
You just gotta do stuff while you're learning stuff. You can't learn and then do. Like, it has to be like this.
Yep.
Together.
Mm-hmm. You gotta, balance.
Balance, yo. All right, so I can go. No one else is gonna jump in on this. I've been hanging out in my apartment. Hey, Martine's apartment. Hey.
You have a surfboard in your apartment?
I do. I have a surfboard. I used to surf a lot, and then I stopped surfing, and now I don't know how to surf anymore. Actually, I'm going to a surf fitness class on Saturday, so I will be back in the water this summer.
Awesome.
Nice.
Maybe because I came back and I was like, okay, 4 months of you just sitting on your ass, that's not gonna work. I have to get back to the activities. So I took a couple of weeks to just sit and be, and then I'm slowly catching up with Pete's. But from the business standpoint, I watched those videos, I read that book, and then I started and I kind of took a step back and started doing kind of additional research. I met with Amora, who's going to be my partner in crime in terms of pastry. She's like pastry queen. So her and I met to kind of talk about what we want to do with the upcoming retreat. Spoke with Gianna about the videos and how we're going to set that up. Amora and I, Daniela, I need to stop calling her by her capoeira name when we're not talking capoeira. Daniela and I are probably going to take July 4th weekend and have like a crazy cook fest. So if anybody's in the vicinity, feel free to, pop through just to kind of test through some things and work through some of the stuff that we want to do for the retreat. And a couple of things I wanted to make sure I did is I started a food handlers course because I want to make sure I get the certificate for that. And also in researching insurance, I've narrowed it down. Like I found a couple of options that look good. I've narrowed down, I think, travelers. I think I have to just do a general, like, professional liability policy because I couldn't find one that was specific to what I'm doing. There's like caterers, there's personal chefs, there's like all these things that would be like, you can cover all this thing. I'm like, yes. Oh, damn it, not that one. So I might just have to do that because just the nature of it is. Today, speaking of content, is I want to get at least a couple of blog posts written. And when I say written, just kind of like lay it all out and then I can edit it later, but just to get some stuff done. Reached out to Dana to do my kitchen checklist. Once that's done, Caitlin, you get one. Everybody gets one. It's going to be great.
You need it.
Well, if you need it now, girl, let me know. I can send you the unpretty version.
Well, I leave here tomorrow and then I'm not back for 3 weeks. So you have 3 weeks to get.
I'll talk to Dana. Can you get this done before 3 weeks is over?
July 10th. I need it.
Cool. So I'm going to do that. And I thought what I would do is, I just wrote this down somewhere, is do kind of like the first series of blog posts is like stocking your kitchen. So first it's going to be on tools, then like pantry, and then fridge. Like things you sort of, if you keep them around, you can throw a meal together without really thinking about it. And then from there, kind of, there's 1,000,001 derivatives from there. And thanks for the Google Plus tip. I'll just start putting them up there too.
Use that to use the kitchen list. Any like lists that are more than like the, you know, top 8 or top whatever.
Yeah.
That's your email list.
Yeah, so that's the tip I took from dude whose name I can't remember, was to basically have that as a driver. So I'll post, you know, either, you know, to all the social medias, driving to that page, to that blog post, and then the end result is you give me your email, and then I will give you this downloadable PDF, nicely designed and pretty, because Dana's got the skills, and that's your takeaway. And then that I can then remarket to. So next entrepreneurs, I want to start at least have those emails to be out. I have a couple of people that are like, yep.
So is that like an ebook thing that you give people for just say like sign up?
It's like, it's a downloadable PDF. It's not quite an ebook. I mean, I will do a full course book. That's something else that I am going to be working with Dana on, to just have, you know, the guys who took my Nunchi Bites one kind of have an idea of where I was starting with it, but it's going to be much more detailed, have graphics, have all those things. Probably cost me all the monies. But I think it's just an important thing to have as a takeaway from the course. You get there, it's nicely bound and things like that. But in terms of these things, it's just these little takeaways. Like if you're going to go shopping for your kitchen, it's great to have like a list with you. You know, it sounds weird, but it's just like, I don't know what to stock. I mean, there's the basic list of things you need. And then there are things that as you start to cook more often, you see the kind of cook you are and you know what to add to that. But there are basics that I would say everybody should have. So I want these to be like takeaways, not so much like ebooks. I think that could be something down the line, but no, if I'm doing an ebook, it's going to be like a real ebook. Like
there was that reminds me of this one example. This guy, all he did was make an ebook on, he found there's a lot of people couldn't find information on pools for whatever reason, like installing a pool. He made this ebook, like all these, what you need to know about buying a pool, how much it's going to cost, right? And he put it on, it was a crappy ebook, but it had, people just used it as a reference. Everyone was downloading it. And it was driving so much traffic to his site. He got all these affiliate deals for pool companies and stuff. And he's like a millionaire now, basically. All because he understood like
so smart.
The community aspect, and like he was the expert, right? He's the expert on pools. This guy never installed a pool in his life, I guess.
Yeah.
But just because he like did the research and said, here you go, you know.
The thing that I wanted to do is, I got to talk to my friend who kind of works in this business, is because I saw some random article about how newlyweds don't use like 70% of the things that they register for.
Yeah, that's probably.
Like, and I was just like, and I usually look at people's registry lists and I'm just like, why is this one?
Nope.
Down the thing, and you were like, yes, I have this gun. It shoots things. Pew, pew, pew. You know, like, come on. And, you know, if I did like a curated, like, you know, like kind of even consultation or just like a list. Hey, you're going to go do your registry. Here's what you should actually register for. Oh, there are some high price items you want to get. You'll get that all clap cookware, girl. Shoot, mom and dad will pay for that.
Yeah.
You should do a survey. Do like a survey where you post it into like different groups and stuff. Like specifically target people who have been married for like, you know, at least 2 years.
Right.
What are like, how long have you been married for, and what are things you still have not opened?
Good.
Or you could even do like a year out. So like, you have to have been married for at least a year, but what is still unopened? And I bet you probably get funny ones of people who've been married for like 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that people always put is like the fine china, and it's just like, we don't really do dinner parties the way you used to. You need like one good set of china, right? It doesn't need to be fine china. It needs to be like everyday use, but it doesn't look janky. Like, that's what you want. Like a nicer set than the IKEA, maybe, but that's about it.
So if you can put like the gold, like, I don't even know what they're called, like the things underneath it, and like that's your fancy wear, and then without them,
right? Like get some chargers, which no one uses charger plates except at wedding receptions.
I used to have charger plates that were sitting out on my table in New York 24/7.
What are charger plates?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Look at that. You're an N of one.
They cost 50 cents.
Although my friend who's her family, she's now inherited like a few chinas from like whoever back in the day. So her and I legit sit there and we're like, okay, we're going to create a dinner party just to use every piece of the china that she's inherited. So unless you're friends like me that are like, oh, that'll be fun, let's do that. Like, you're not really going to use your china.
Yeah, it's true. It just sits there.
What you could do too is like, once you have this curated list of what you think would be good for everyone to have, you could almost sort of create like a pre-registry or just like a list online of these are like, you click on this link and here's a list of everything. And that's where you can start kind of partnering with
affiliate links,
companies and stuff. And you can be like, I can feature your specific product, you know, like this, you want a rubber spatula because it's awesome. But then you can partner with someone to be like, I can recommend your specific rubber spatula, and someone can kind of like click in and be like, I can just go to this whole link and just hit order everything, but they do it through your site. And then maybe you get a kickback from it or something from the distributor.
I would love to get that for all-clad cookware and Gustav knives, because I think those are the things to start with. Everybody's like, but that's expensive. I'm like, yes, but you'll never have to buy it again. My all-clad pans are going on about 14 years. 12, 14 years. I keep buying new ones because there's a different size and a shape that I don't have. Not to replace anything.
Nice.
All right, we should pass this on to someone else.
So what are you gonna work on today, Martine?
The blog post. I'm gonna do the blog post for the kitchen basics, the tools, and probably do kind of like lay out what I want Dana to work on in terms of the checklist, because I'm gonna do a full blog post, and then I want like a little intro blurb on the checklist itself, so that if you have it as a takeaway, it kind of makes sense on its own. And then probably start the pantry one. So between today and tomorrow, I want to get all 3 of them like completely written, whether or not like whatever. And then so I could spend the day after just kind of going back and editing and make sure the voice is consistent and all that fun stuff.
That's a good idea. Fresh set eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ethan, you want to give it a shot? You're the next in my like little window thing.
Sure. So a week or so ago, I did something really cool that wasn't really an opportunity on remote year, and I got to go to a board game convention, and
Nice.
So that was good. I met a few, this was in St. Louis area, I met a few key players there. I was talking about it later, like I didn't even realize I was networking, but I was, and it was awesome. I never liked networking, but that was good. So I met a guy that made a game, and I talked to another one. I have his flyer here. He picked up this miniature thing that he's doing, Martian game.
Is it a card game or what kind
This
of
is
game?
miniatures. So I was talking to him about the production and that of the miniatures. But he is once removed from the Jamie Stagmeyer guy. I think I've posted his articles a couple times about various things for Kickstarter. He's a St. Louis really successful game designer. And so he's in with him, and then they have annual meetup together, all the game designers in St. Louis area. I'm going to try to get into. And I think they also meet once a month. So yeah, I kind of have my ends into the St. Louis game design piece. That's really good.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to learn. It's just like learning other people that have done what you're trying to do, right? So it's like, and so like, are you? I know you're talking about Kickstarter. Are you like set on like that's the way that you want to launch the product, or like maybe you just like bring it to a conference or something, right? And start getting the word out.
I'll be doing that. Like I had my game with me when I went to the convention, talking to people, playing it, that kind of thing. The initial launch will be through Kickstarter. It could potentially be that it gains attention after that. So Kickstarter doesn't mean it's going to be this full game that's published later and for sale later. It might only be for sale during the Kickstarter. It's possible a publisher sees it, and then I could get hooked up with a publisher and then run through that, and then it becomes this big thing where I could sell it on my own. There's a lot of options there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are your next steps, and then what do you want to work on today?
Next steps, I'm working on rules and still kind of the playtester ambassador program I want to set up. Move forward from there. Real life has been getting in the way lately, but
What's the playtest ambassador?
so that's where I kind of have this package up nicely and has like the rules and also instructions for how to run. So it would be given to somebody, say Caitlin or something, to run playtest in her local area using the game and then the rules. And she would have additional information like a feedback form that she could give out.
Ethan, do you have the rules posted yet?
No, I don't. No.
That was really my question.
Yeah.
About to go on a week-long wedding week.
Drunk wedding people.
Like literally 60 people together for one whole week.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to Sam Roberts' rooftop on Saturday. Hook it up.
Today, Tuesday. All right.
The rules, it could at least be the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us a
no, I can do that.
later.
Guys, I'm going out to
For
Illinois
sure.
next week. I'll unearth them and bring them to the surface.
Well, hopefully I'll have them done before then. Yeah, I gave them to Jason the other day. I don't know if he got to play it or not.
Yeah.
But then I tried it
What over
earlier
WhatsApp?
and realized there's. What's that?
I said, yeah.
You did what?
No, you sent like over WhatsApp, right? I think you just sent me the rules.
Yeah. And then I had somebody
You're gonna
here
have to
read
read
them.
if they're not out by the 30th.
They weren't quite complete when I gave them to Jason, so he probably had to make some things up.
It worked. It worked pretty good. I mean, yeah, we had to figure a few things out. It's easier if you're there explaining, but like, yeah, I think, yeah, setting something up online, like even if it's not perfect yet, I think, having a link for people to go to, and you can always change it, right? You can always.
Yeah, and I've had it up in the past, so it's something I've done. I just haven't done it lately. But yeah, that's the next step.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Oh, one other thing, I don't know if any of you have opened the cards yet, but I would get them out of that saran wrap sooner than later because it kind of messes with the ink on the card.
Like disintegrates or something.
Oh.
No, we leave some weird patterns on the top and bottom card, like the saran wrap pattern. Extras.
I should handle that then.
My to-do for a city hall today.
I know, especially in a New York City summer. It's been kind of humid. And okay.
Yeah.
Cards.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Ethan. All right, who's up next? Kim.
I'll be brief because I've been slacking on everything. I'm just going to set up a Facebook page for my business /cause /organization. I don't know what it is yet. So that's exactly how far I got on my page setup so far. It asked me, what is this? A business, a cause, an organization? I'm like, I don't know. So.
Well, what's it? I mean, you could pretty much. What's that? What's your what was your cause again? Your organization? The idea?
I'm just going to use it as a Facebook presence. The company cause is called Pollutophobia, and it's just going to, for now, tout environmental concerns, tips.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, you can. What do you say the options were? Cause, organization, or?
It's also, I set my Facebook to Spanish, so I can't read all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it probably, I don't know much about the Facebook. It probably doesn't matter too much, but like, yeah, you could just set something up. You can probably change it later. Just like start putting your thoughts on there or something,
Yeah, I think it'll be a good place to start collecting.
Yeah, or even just like sharing links, or sharing useful information.
So that's my thing.
Okay, cool.
That's cool too, just because if you build up a presence around it, as soon as you launch something,
Yep.
you already got an audience.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, and that's why I'd say it's never too early to start like building a community or getting followers or people excited about what you're doing. So Yeah, Gianna, what's up?
I've not done very much with Edit Me Now since I got home. I got back to the real world and then just like slept for 3 days and started working at the restaurant. I've been like traveling, and I'm traveling again this weekend. But what I need to do is, I really liked what we talked about in terms of launching the quick edits thing, Edit Me Now, as a group thing. So to have, say like the new remote year groups have this option to like have 10 people get in on a video if they do a side trip, and then it's only like $20 a person, but they have this whole video that they can share from their trip or something like that. So I have to restructure the pricing and packages around that. And then I have to look into marketing. And that's my first goal. But today I've been trying to tie in graphics into all my video work as well. So today I was actually going to learn After Effects. I have a course on Udemy, and I was going to dig into that and apply it to actually Josh's video. So it ties a little bit into like real work, but there's a blurred line there because I'm still growing the business. So I'm going to learn After Effects today, and then at some point this week, probably not tomorrow, probably Thursday, start building out those packages again to see how I could start, and then like reaching out to Remote Year, because I think that'll be my first marketing group, to see how I can start pitching these packages to like incoming groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what might be a good idea is, I don't know if you probably don't need to work with Remote Year this at all, but like, yeah, for the new groups, incoming groups, or actually also groups leaving, right? Like Icky Guy is about to finish up. I was talking to some dude today. They're in Cordoba in the winter, so yeah, rough. But yeah, I mean, they're finishing up, right? So they probably be looking for something like that. I mean, I think you could probably just post in general or whatever, maybe their channel, and say like, hey, I'm offering this this discount or whatever. It's like, normally I do it for this, but it's like Remote Year, and I'm just trying to get like business, and I'll do this for 20% off, 30% off, whatever your normal pricing thing is, and then have your pricing on your website, so it's obvious that it's like a better deal, right, for the Remote Year community. I don't know, just an idea.
I've been going back and forth on the ideas of like bonus offers versus discounts. So like you get, I don't know, you get referred to a friend and you get 10% off, or something that will drive something just besides just discounting it. Because I
also test it,
Yep.
different audiences, like you do one as a bonus offer and one as a discount and see what gets more traction for you.
And do it as, like, the example you just gave of, like, refer to a friend and you get 10% off. Do it as a referral bonus. So it's on your next order.
Yeah.
Now they have an incentive to buy another purchase. Or what works, like, really, really well, and this isn't discounting your product, is if you do, like, the subscription base, but, like, you can give, $10 off to a friend, and if they use it, you also get, $10 off. Every company now does that, from Airbnb to like HelloFresh to whatever.
Yep.
Is that something that works too?
What?
Is that something that's like, is there any research on that about like that working, or I see that and I'm like, there's a lot to that. I'm probably not actually going to use it. Like that starts to get too complicated sometimes.
I mean, I think you have to try different things. And also, like you said, I forget what you showed, someone like a competitor that's doing something similar. So maybe just start with what they're doing. I don't know if it's working for them, or like, and then add a referral or just like a little perk or whatever.
Or just slap your personality on what you do.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I also, the one thing I realized I need to do too is get some samples done, like actually show people what they would get. And then I think that's it before I relaunch it because I did that like soft one before just to get it out there. And then I'm kind of like doing a second round of renovations now. And I think, yeah, I just need to restructure the packages, figure out some sort of a deal offering, and then put together 1 or 2 sample videos to show people like, this is what it would look like.
Okay, cool.
Start piecing that together Thursday. But today I'm going to become a media motion graphic designer person sort of thing.
You already are. You're just going to become more awesome.
All right.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Gianna. We got about like 8 minutes, 30 seconds left on the recording. So Caitlin, go.
Okay, I'll keep it quick. So I didn't do a lot right after my year because I got sick. I'm better now. So within the past week, I submitted a really big proposal to Phil. Like, he might have freaked out a little bit. I'm not sure. But so I'm waiting on feedback from that. The goal would be to sign like a 4-month contract with him to totally redo his business strategy, analytics, process, optimize, and basically get him in really good shape so that he can get out to Asia and his business not tank.
Get off of what?
Get out to Asia. So he's moving out to Asia with Kelly.
Bangkok, yep.
But we are trying to get him in like really good shape first so that he can still live like part life there because she'll work local hours.
Yep.
And then Cassie also at the same time submitted a proposal to him for his branding and marketing. So I am flying up to New York in the morning. I'll only be there for like less than 48 hours. And then I'm going back down for another week from like Sunday to Friday. So next week, that's my week where I want to get back up with our white people. So see Martine, see Lee, see Cassie, for all, obviously to say hey and catch up, but Cassie will be primarily business. So to make sure that we're both in line. So that is.
All right, I'm putting a Melissa and you meetup because I actually just.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask that.
And I am mad you guys haven't spoken. Didn't I tell you guys need to build an empire together? I'm sorry.
No, I know. That's going to be, okay, so I'm going to make that one of my to-dos tonight is, Melissa and just like reconnect and let her know like, hey, I'm going to be in New York.
You don't understand. I wouldn't say this.
I know. Okay, Melissa, I'm putting it down. So that's really big news. The other big news is I'm kind of like moved into my new job now, and you guys would all laugh because I leave work every day at 5:30. It's super weird, but really, really nice because it's giving me back all this time that I can live a life and also build the business up on the side, which is why I was able to give Phil as big a proposal that I could. I need to wrap up some stuff with Maggie. We were like kind of on the tail end of my work with her, and then that kind of paused. So you like jumpstart that again. So basically today I'm just working on a bunch of follow-ups with people. And then the other thing that's kind of in the works that will be next week, another like side business meeting, is with my friend Keisha, who I think like a bunch of you met when she visited. But we are actually in talks right now to launch a podcast, probably in the next 4 months, end of the year. So we're like,
what's it about?
So her and I are both really big about like communities, obviously, and so like more like female entrepreneur communities. So but like with your personality and being real. So what we kind of want to do is this podcast style where it's like sitting down with like your best friends, but people who you think are like really fucking cool, and talking about their business ideas and what they do. So it'd be her and I, and then either every week or every other week feature a different female entrepreneur. Kind of like sit down, talk about trends that are going on in their industries, like what's going on in the news in their industries, but then more of like being real of like, what are the realities of being a female entrepreneur? Like, what are your 5 things you are your non-negotiables? And just like keeping that conversation. So, and we're kind of I think we're a funny pair. So that's kind of what we're discussing now. So
awesome. Sounds like you got a lot of things going on. That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
I take it easy.
Yeah. What's your new job again? I forget.
Head of purchasing operations.
Is it with the same company or is it different company?
Same company.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
At least you get a little more flexibility, it sounds like. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's really weird. And even probably 5:30, like there are some days where I'm like, I don't have enough to do to be here. But life is starting to get in check, so that's good.
Awesome. So was there anything you wanted to work on today for the
Yes, today, so I've been doing actually a lot of podcast research. So today is going to be split between those follow-ups that I need to do, like following back up with Cassie and Phil and Maggie and Melissa, setting up those meetings for New York next week, and then just podcast stuff. What I've been doing is just listening to a bunch of different people and styles and kind of speaking like what I like and what I'm interested in. And what I think kind of like works.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. Looking forward to listening to that podcast.
Well, and if you find some cool ones that you like, share.
Yeah, well,
I'm back on my podcast game now that I'm back home and I have subway rides.
Me too. So it's like the car and all day at work, and I've been listening to everyone. So if I hear good episodes, I'll pass them along to you guys.
Gracias. Oh, fun story. I went to the Argentine butcher near me to get more mate because I ran out, and the entire thing was in Spanish, and I got some morcilla. Okay, carry on.
Nice.
Okay, we have 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Wait, what?
Wait, is Kim going? My timer says 2 minutes.
No, Kim went. Was it?
Oh,
I was just super short.
Yours was quick.
Sorry.
Yours was quick.
Jason. We need Jason.
Me? Oh, I thought you guys. I was hoping you'd forget about it.
Nope. 2 minutes. Less than a minute.
Yes. Okay. I'm working still on like market validation, learning stuff, a lot of meetings, a lot of networking, talking to other entrepreneurs in the data space. So mostly that kind of stuff.
What are you doing today?
Marketing. I don't know. I'll post in Slack. We're gonna run out of time.
We'll
do the micro workouts. Yes. Okay, guys. I'll see you in Slack.
Bye.
I love this.
Woo.
How do we close this? Oh, there's a leave.
I don't know how to make it stop.
You say peace out.